really win this game, but you never know with Carcassonne. The one of them sides, obviously the team talk has been very important, and they must have to listen to what the guys got to say, because they've been dropping the ball, they've been missing tackles, and really I think Saint Esteve deserved the lead, and could be a few points more in front.
Ruiz. (16-4) to Saint Esteve. Oh, well, Costas, who had such a good first half, giving the advantage to Carcassonne. Well, an early try, early points of any kind would do Carcassonne morale a lot of good.
Yes, I think Carcassonne have really got to, you know, get on the scoreboard, and they need early points.
David Fress, who hasn't made much impact on the game as yet. Perhaps now he sells a dummy, keeps going, those long legs of his, but he's not terribly far away. This is more the David Fress we know.
I think what you've got to look at with Carcassonne is the lack of class players, with Daniel Dive off the field and one or two more players injured. They've really got nobody to organise. David Fraser's really got to be that man. He's got to be the man who's got to do everything.
Mark Palak, the man missing most. Unlucky rebound, and in fact I think the knock-on has been given. Not a charge down. Ruiz appealing. Mrs. Chanfro says it was a knock-on, please don't target.
No, I think Ruiz was getting a little bit aerated in the first half, and I think little niddly things were starting to get him, but I think the referee will do right in the end. I think the problem is the scrums, Keith, is where the Carcassonne are getting pushed off the ball.
Yes, well, they've, the first hook was reserved. They've now taken him out. So really, they're a deputy hooker. In fact, Rivarola is doing it.
I think the referee wants the scrum to reform, and obviously Saint Esteve are down. They're a bigger pack and they want to hold it at that.
Yes, again against the head. That's the disadvantage of not having a specialist hooker. They're really missing Bernabé, who could have played in that position. And when so many scrums are going against the head, it puts an intolerable burden.
Yes, and Saint Esteve love running with the ball. This is what they like doing best.
Well, a loose ball, but I thought Kedemi was going to be first to it. It's as well Saint Esteve are throwing away a few loose balls, but then again, Kedemi almost winning it out to play the ball.
I do believe that Carcassonne have got to throw this ball about. There we have Kedemi again. I'm not sure whether they're allowed to do that or not, and really I think he's got to wait until the ball's on the floor. It's really bad play, the ball tactics.
Here's Goza. Krizmanovic. Bonnet. He's a good centre when he runs straight. Nice ball! That's a lovely try. That's just what Carcassonne needed. Van Brussel.
Well, this has got to be a really try out to the top draw. That's a beautiful try. And again here now, it looks as though there's nothing on here, but then the break comes from nowhere, just straightens up, and watch Van Brussel. He finishes off. He's well in support here now. Watch this little fella.
Ramirez, Alec.
Well, Ramirez, or whatever, he can't half-trap. He's flying for the line, and there's no way in the world that anybody from Saint Esteve is going to get there. That's a great try by Ramirez.
A magnificent try, and just when it was needed. Certainly Van Brussel was up at his elbow, but he wasn't needed. It was Ramirez who finished it, and what a time to score a try.
Well, I think Ramirez is the lad who's been playing scrum half, and I think that will have done his confidence a world of good. He certainly can run, and he took that try very well indeed.
If Krizmanovic can land this, it puts Carcassonne right back in contention. Yes, And the crowd love it.
Yes, I think they'll be feeling a little bit happier now, and that makes my bottle of red wine come back onto the ascendancy. I really kissed that goodbye, and it had gone out the window. But Carcassonne need another one, and they mustn't get complacent with that one. It was a try from nowhere, and they need another one quickly.
Within 5 minutes of the start of the second half too, Carcassonne getting the try. They needed. They trailed 16-4 at half-time. It's now 16-10. And the crowd humming with excitement around us.
Yes, and the firecrackers are beginning to...
Now this lad owes him something. He's young, he's inexperienced, didn't do so well as hooker, deputy hooker, but he's running in open field. And how that try has stimulated Carcassonne. They're running now.
It's amazing what a try does to people. They really get going on all cylinders once they've scored a try. You'd think they'd just come out first start of the match.
Well, goes a little disappointed there. He came onto that like a tank but dropped it. Knock on certainly, and the other, yes, he had to give the knock on, or a couple of them.
I think if Carcassonne score again here, there'll be no fireworks at all for bonfire night, because there's certainly plenty in the stadium.
Well, when you remember the matches these two have had in recent history, Alec seesawing, first one win, the other. That's Wozniak trying to sell a dummy, but a really good tackle from long. But now Saint-Estève stung, their tails up again.
Well, like you say, Keith, they've never been easy winners in these two games. They've always been very close. Last season, they had 4 games and 2 points separating them on all 4 occasions.
Well, I think there's a case for offside there, but advantage played. Bonnet! Fress! This is more like Carcassonne. David Fress going! This is international sound from Fress. Wonderful stuff. Oh, we have a game on, Alec.
Well, we've got a game on our hands, but what a magnificent try, and that is what I've been talking about. That is the class played on the field. No wonder they're jumping up and down and shouting. That was a magnificent try. Just watch this guy pop along. What a great run, what a great try. David Fresh, international try, an international player. That is a magnificent try, and just what Carcassonne needed. No wonder he's looking across. I bet he can't wait to put this ball down. It's a long way, but he does it in style.
Yes, the dive, the flourish. We did say that what we needed was Bonnet and Fress in the centre to open up, and that's just what has happened.
Yes, and that was a magnificent try, and that's a leaf out of Saint-Estève's book, because they certainly was nothing on. It was an up and under. Saint-Estève attacking on the Carcassonne line. David Fresh come up with the ball, and when he has the ball in open field, anything can happen, and it did.
So once again, pendulum has swung, as it so often does between these two sides. At half-time, 16-4 to Saint-Estève. Kuzmanovic could make it 16-all with this kick. Amazing stuff these two sides always provide.
Yes, and what you've got now is what you say in the States. We really got a game in our hands now, and that has brought the Carcassonne supporters to the feet. This is a beautiful goal. It was needed. Strikes it well and true, and that brings it level. 16-all. Well, Alec, I think both of us, and perhaps even the crowd in the stadium, were prepared to write Carcassonne off when they trailed 16-4 at half-time, but what price now? Well, I must say that having pulled 10 points back very quickly, and Carcassonne looking very strong, and obviously them 2 tries will give them all the confidence they need. Who knows, anything can happen. Saint-Estève will be stung into a reply, but Carcassonne really on top now, the crowd loving it, getting behind them here at the Albert Domecq Stadium. What a wonderful turnaround. When these two sides come together, you can never separate them until the final hooter goes. The last game, it took extra time and still couldn't separate him at the final whistle. Maybe this time we'll get a result.
Well, who can bet on it? Saint-Estève not having it all their own way this time. Marshall. Marginet. Nice ball. Garcia. Well, that could be an interesting decision. Now, did he catch that ball before it went out of play? In
Yes,
which case, who gets head of ball?
Yes, I think the ball was out of play when he kicked it. But it's nice to see Carcassonne coming back into this game. I made a mistake there, Keith. Saint-Estève was given the putting.
Garcia. Well, that looked remarkably like a straight on.
Well, he's just been taken off with a sore arm. There's certainly nothing wrong with his shoulder.
Ruiz wriggles out to one tackle from Rivarola. And this game has really warmed up now. 16 all. Still, you can't see daylight between these two sides. Saint-Estève, after conceding 12 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Castani, the little kick ahead, and another kick. What, he charged off the ball? Referee says no.
To me, the Keith, that looked like an obstruction, and that was very, very dangerous. And there is Keremy having a word with the referee. He thinks it's an obstruction as well, and Carcassonne can feel a little bit lucky here, because I thought that was a penalty for obstruction. But the referee has seen different, and he's awarded a penalty to Carcassonne.
Certainly Castani appeared to be shoved off the ball as he went to redeem his kick. Penalty to Carcassonne, anxious to get on with it now. They've recovered their composure, they've recovered their spirit. This man Barney having an excellent game in the centre. David Fress has at last opened up. There's Big Goza getting involved. Oh, got a clout then. Got a whack. And it's just beginning to get a bit ugly.
Well, I think Goza got a whack there, and I wouldn't be surprised if this referee pulls these two sides together, because there is getting a lot of interest out there. Now just watch this here with Goza. As Goza goes in, now it's when he comes down the problem occurs. As he releases the ball,
both
yes.
Ruiz and Allegre, I think,
yes,
crack him.
The referee was right. Luckily not to get 10 minutes there, but Saint-Estève now really have got to settle down a bit. They've started niddling, and that's not their style of football. Put off their stroke.
We said in the first half an hour of the first half that Carcassonne's defence was weak. Certainly given nothing away since then.
No, I think, and there again, I make that 6 against the head, and really when you think that the level with all the injuries and having problems at the scrum, they're doing exceptionally well.
But Saint-Estève make it easier for them by giving it away. So Carcassonne now, the crowd in the Albert Domek Stadium saying, come on, let's have another Carcassonne try, let's take the lead.
Well, if there's anybody to score tries, that's the place to do it, wide out.
That was a ball. Garcia was left for dead. Now the Saint-Estève defence is showing gaps and frailties. Oh, I think that was a bit of annoyance, that. Well, understandably, though.
I think what we have there, they bad play the balls. The man who is playing the ball is certainly not looking at the man marking it, and he's allowing him to kick the ball when the ball's on the floor. Really, you've got to blame the man who's playing the ball, because the bad play the balls, and the incident occurs after the man stands up and he goes to play the ball.
Yes, he looks as if he's hurt, actually, when he's doing it. He was hurt when he went down.
I think you watch here, just watch. He's not watching the man in front of him. Look, and that's a very bad play the ball, and it comes off the Carcassonne player.
And Sokolov getting a bit angry. Not seen much of him. He's a flying winger, but he's had no chances.
It gives you the feeling that Carcassonne, the way that they keep niddling at Saint-Estève and stopping them from playing the kind of rugby they want to play, they're in with a shout.
Saint-Estève getting all the ball from the scrums at the moment, with Carcassonne having their deputy hooker out on the wing now. And a taste of Saint-Estève's own medicine there with that little dumping. Allegri.
Noticed that the tackling of the Carcassonne players now has improved. They're 16-16, and like I say, this game is really in the balance.
Nice ball though from Marginet. Costes, the man who run onto it. Marshall, a little dummy. Now Saint-Esteve looking for the lead again after being pegged back at 16-16. Kerimi. And true to form, he's first there.
Well, surely, Keith, that must have been a 25-yard tap, because the fullback caught the ball over the try line, and that's a 25-yard tap.
Bukowski. That look forward. Certainly from here, Rimarola. All on now. Well, a risky long pass, from the crowd, but it worked. It's typical Saint-Esteve. Marshall is away, the speed merchant is away. Yeah. Very elusive.
And I think this is the way that Saint-Esteve love to play. They love to take chances. They like moving the ball and keeping the ball alive.
Ruiz. Yes, well, did he take the flag? Yes, he did.
Well, Keith, I would like to say that that looked very, very close to me. No wonder there's a little bit of haggling going on here. I think that was very, very close. You can judge this for yourselves. As the ball is moved out here by Ruiz, it looked as though Ruiz was going to score, but the last minute he moves the ball out here. Now watch the man who receives the ball. Watch where his legs go and watch where the touch is. It's very, very close. Just watch what happens here. Is he in? Is he in touch? And I do believe that was the right decision. He looked in touch to me.
Certainly a close one. Garcia, the man who went over. The touch judge saying he took the flag with him before he touched down. Sort of hard decision to make, but yet another let-off for Carcassonne. They've had one or two. 3 times Saint-Esteve have been over the line and not been able to complete the touchdown.
Yes, and I just wonder how costly that last decision may prove to be, because it's very, very close, and it'd be pandemonium if Carcassonne happened to pinch this game.
Well, they could do. They've come back from 16-4 to 16-16, but give them credit, Alec. They've turned out without 4 key men, Limongi, Lagance, Benabi and Plaque. They lost Daniel Diva in the first half. Their deputy hooker has not been getting any ball. They've had to change him, so they've come back against a lot of misfortune.
Yes, they have, and they're playing a lot better, they're tackling a lot better, and really now this game's getting very exciting, because the crowd are really getting behind the sides now, and anything can happen.
Wozniak. Some of the tackling is quite uncompromising, to say the least. But the way that Bonnet and Fraisse have been opening up the centre of the Saint-Esteve defence is promising for them and not promising for Saint-Esteve. I know my money's on Saint-Esteve from the start, or rather the bottle of wine, Alec, but yours is looking better.
Well, I think what's happening now, there's a bit more discipline in the Carcassonne side, and Saint-Esteve are getting mixed in all kinds of little bits of niddling, and that can't do the cause any good.
Kerimi whipping it away. Now can Garcia finish this time? No, he's going into touch.
And it's that man, David Fries, across there this time. Made a try from one side of the field and stopping one in this side.
Rivarola again. The makeshift hooker. Now one against the head here could prove crucial. Look at that push. Lord, where's that scrum going? Well, the referee letting that go, although the whole of the Saint-Esteve scrum were on the Carcassonne side. But now he's Kerimi. Poor Carcassonne can't get it. A little wriggle about 2 meters further on. Well, anything's going round to play the ball now. Kerimi says, get away, my ball. Palisse, Robinson, Marginet hesitated a little, didn't quite make the corner. Desperate defence by Carcassonne. They've fought back from 16-4 to 16-16. Can they hold out? Marginet trying to get it out. Gets away to Costas. Now Chamorin. Kerimi giving the instructions. Come on, get it over to me. Then there's the kick. Nicely taken. So Carcassonne breathe again.
And I think that's good play from Carcassonne, Keith. They've been under the cosh for the last 2 or 3 minutes and really held centre step very strongly. I think that's very, very good play. And, you know, from defence can come attack.
And did you notice that little Floyd that play the ball then? You play the ball and dig your head in your opponent's stomach and move on. Play on, says the referee. Ooh, there was a head-tie tackle from Robinson. I think the referee is very lenient with some of this tackling.
Well, I think the problem is now that centre step have forgot about playing football and they're getting involved with little bits of niddling, and I think that could cost them very dearly.
Well, the crowd, the bulk of the crowd at the Albert Domek Stadium in Carcassonne, obviously behind their side, and I think any neutrals will be now because, oh, what a kick! And beautifully tell, great stuff! Van Brussel! Wonderful stuff! Oh, the lad's done it again!
Well, we did say that this was a world-class player, Van Brussel, and what a magnificent try. They talk about tries, and this is a try of the highest calibre. What a brilliant try. Van Brussel has the confidence to take people on. He's got pace, he's got class, and this guy is really going to be the next French wingman without a shadow of a doubt. Watch how he whips inside here, off his right foot, off his left foot. This try needed some scoring, and only great players can score tries like that. Turns inside, outside, but there's only one winner in the end. What a great try from Van Brussel.
A wonderful try, as you say, Ali. First one way, then the other. There were 3 men there, and none of them knew which way he was going.
Well, that's right, and if there's going to be a try of the season, we've had them both in the last 5 minutes, and could that be the winning try? And what a comeback that would be.
Carcassonne look dead and buried at 16-4 at half-time. They've scored 3 magnificent second-half tries. Van Brussel, who got a hat-trick in the 22-22 draw last week between these two sides, gets what could well prove a spectacular winner. But, Alec, we've said this so often, one side gets in front, the other comes back.
Yes, and how important is this goal kick? And I think if he kicks this goal, well, I think this will win the match.
So, 16-20, Sanchez 16 now, Carcassonne 20, a thrilling finish in prospect.
And what you've got to say, Keith, that has been a magnificent. He just strikes it. He's had one kick from this position and kicked it, bend it round, he looks as though it's going to come round, but just fades outside the right-hand post. But now we've really got a match in our hands, and let's see what Sanchez can do.
Once it was 4-16, now it's 20-16. Carcassonne, 3 splendid tries. They've really put their game together after the half-time team talk. And injuries or no, they're playing well.
And I think what they have done is moved the ball out wide, and they've created gaps out wide, and they've caught Sanchez really when they've been attacking, and that's good play.
And all the more remarkable, Alec, because they've had nothing from the scrums. They've been losing against the head.
No, I make it they've lost the last 7 against head, and that's a remarkable achievement. I think Carcassonne in the last 10 minutes have been the better side by a long way.
Tremendous boot by Kuzmanovic. Sanchez not being allowed to get away with it in attack as they did in that flamboyant first half hour. Marginet.
And I think it might be a little bit too late now of moving the ball about, because Carcassonne look as though they've got the bit between the teeth, and the tackling's improved. They look a lot happier now than what they did 20 minutes ago.
And the firecrackers are going off again. Bukowski, Garcia. Vance is 1 man off. Vance is off Burrell, but still the momentum of the attack goes. Saint-Estève have got to come back now. They trail for the first time in the match. But they've lost possession. That was Perez who was knocked off it.
And I think Carcassonne now will just want to play this ball. They want to hold the ball, they want to play the 6 tackles and really play the ball deep down in the Santa Steve half.
Riverola slipping the tackles, and look at that, and again a display of petulance by Allegre. Malfaz.
I think the differences and all with these two sides is that Carcassonne can play the basics and can control the ball for 6 tackles, whereas Santa Steve have got to move it about.
Well, we haven't seen much of Sokolov, but he can motor. Ramirez.
Well, where did he come from? I mean, that is a try out of the... That is really a cracking try. Ramirez, no wonder they're hugging and kissing him. It doesn't look as though there's anything on here. Ramirez has been playing scrum half. Now, where on earth did he pop up from? He's just saying to him, stay outside, you'll get the ball eventually. But I bet he thinks it's an eternity before it comes. When Ramirez gets the ball, he does well to score this try. It needed scoring. He's still got some attention there, but just strains over, stretches over with every ounce of energy he's got, and that's done it.
Knew where he was going to plant the ball, made sure. What a comeback. No wonder the Carcassonne flags are waving. 16-4 down at half-time. 24-16 they lead now.
Well, I've seen some comebacks, but this has got to go down as one of the truly great comebacks, and you've got to admire Carcassonne. I didn't give much for my chances at 16-4, but now maybe I will be drinking my red wine and maybe I'll be sitting back with a smile on my face.
So what's new? There's the rain pouring down. Krizmanovic, can he rub it in even further? Tremendous comeback by Carcassonne against the old enemy Santa Steve. And Santa Steve, who dominated that first half monotonously, must wonder what's hit them. It's a difficult kick, but the right foot, it'll curl the right way. Good effort, but not good enough. But it's 24-16. Now then, Alec, Santa Steve come back, and they come back.
Well, if what Carcassonne can do, surely Santa Steve are quite capable of doing exactly the same thing. But I do think now that Carcassonne look as though they've settled down a little bit. And if there is a problem with Santa Steve, they're getting involved in too many little spots of niddling and not concentrating what they do best, and that's running with the ball.
Carcassonne, who threw the ball about with impunity in the first half an hour. The Carcassonne defence was non-existent. What a change has come over the game. The fireworks continue to go off. The delighted Carcassonne supporters all around us now. Their faces are lit up like the fireworks in the second half. They were pretty glum at half-time.
Yes, and I think, again, the team talk has been very, very important, and you've got to give credit to the Carcassonne players. They've listened to what's been said, and when you get people like Fresh and Van Brasseau scoring tries like that, and Ruiz, that's really tremendous play. And
that's taking play away from the Carcassonne half, driving Santa Steve back. They're not going to score too many tries from deep in their own half. Wozniak, who's again caught in possession. What a lot of ground has been gained by Carcassonne. They lead 24-16. 9 minutes to go. Santa Steve have got to run from their own 22 now. Who's going to take this? Nobody. It's an interception. And our Carcassonne going to wrap it up now.
It's amazing that the way that the crowd are now getting behind Carcassonne, and every loose ball there's a yellow and black jersey attending to it. They're really looking hungry for the ball now, and if they score again, well, I think this stand will erupt.
Burrell plays the ball. This lad deserves a try if anybody does. Bonnie in the centre had a splendid game.
Yes, I think both centres in the second half have done what they can do. They've got class and they've run with the ball and they've played exceptionally well.
Goza came back after a wrist injury. He's playing his part. Carcassonne tails really up. They're looking for another try. Even a drop goal would help. I think he's done it. No,
I think he's
just
missed,
wide.
but having said that, he'll waste a few more seconds and they will get the ball back. So again, it's very, very important. The way they're tackling now, they know that Saint-Estève have got to go the full length of the field, and really I don't think they're capable of doing that, Keith.
Perez dumped. Remarkable change has come over this game. In that first 30 minutes, Saint-Estève strutting around like bantam cocks, scoring 3 tries, but they've been so subdued. Even Kedimi's been subdued in the second half.
Yes, I think there's 1 or 2 of these Saint-Estève players who are holding little grudges, and they want to carry on playing football. But that's
now Robinson, Chamorin. Is this the last flutter from Saint-Estève? Up to the 22. Just a little further with Robinson. He's lost it. Away come Carcassonne again. A little slip.
I think that was a little bit uncalled for there. No, there's a little bit of nibbling, I've said before.
Look at this. Oh, surely somebody's got to go. I mean, he should go. Quite deliberate on Van Brussel.
Well, I think there was no need for that whatsoever. I know referees, French referees, are pretty cool, calm and collected, but surely he's got to put this man in the sin bin. Now watch what happens here. I think the deliberate dive didn't help matters. That was uncalled for, but what happened next was also uncalled for, and I think, honestly, the referee is not even giving 10 minutes in the sin bin, but I think Carcassonne are happy they're in front.
I think Allegre should have gone for the early bath then. Sokolov did hand him off, but
I think Allegre was not going to hand him off. I think he was going to knock his head off. I think, see, he takes it out on anybody he can, and really he's a very, very lucky lad he's not gone in for a bath.
And of course it's very unprofessional because it gives Carcassonne 6 more tackles and they gain ground from the penalty. Here's Goza.
I think he's played very well, Goza, Keith. He's had a very bad wrist injury. You can see it strapped up there, but he's never lacked anything in heart.
And Ruiz has been a wee bit niggly as well. Saint-Estève not taking what looks like defeat kindly. Certainly not sportingly, but here come Carcassonne looking for the try that will wrap it up. Or even a drop goal.
Well, they're in the right position for a drop goal. They look as though they've tried one. Why not another?
Oh, no. All on now. Well, we've seen Saint-Estève score from this position. Garcia, not just yet a while, but certainly a late try by Saint-Estève would make it a nail-biter of a finish. Ruiz, no way through. Carcassonne tackling is tightened up in this second half. Can I have a penalty? Yes.
And I think Carcassonne really a little bit hard done by their Keith. I think that Ruiz lost the ball, and every time Ruiz gets the ball, he's looking for somebody to pick on. He's having lots of niddles, and I think he needs to carry on playing football.
Saint-Estève, 8 points behind. Perez. Now Saint-Estève. Oops. A readjustment. Ruiz gets it out to Garcia. Nicely picked up by Castani, but not by Marginet. And now it's anybody's ball. It's got to be a knock-on. Desperate Saint-Estève, it's not working for them.
Well, I think Saint-Estève really know they've got to throw the ball about. It's the only way they play football, and once they started getting involved with little skirmishes, the game went to pieces. And Carcassonne have done the basic things right. The class players have done it when it mattered, and I think in the end they looked about deserved to win this match.
Well, there's still 3 minutes left, and the niggles continuing. I suppose a couple of tries could level it or even win it for Saint-Estève.
Well, he certainly can never tell teeth in these games. Kedimi shouting up, you know, a try, 6 points can bring this game back again.
Time being wasted, time can show. Kedimi, come on, let's let's get on with it.
Well, he was the reason he wants to get on with it. He took a tap penalty and he dropped the ball.
Yeah. I think he's the sort of man, not many people ever got in the dressing room, but they've got it against the head inevitably. Can they get a try from it? Robinson, Carcassonne, every scrum almost has been against head. Castani, the tackling's holding, the line holds. 4 more tackles to do it. Castani, Kedimi, Palis. Momentum lost as Ruiz drives for the line. Tense stuff this, 8 points in it. Carcassonne leading. Saint-Esteve desperate to get a couple of scores, and Palis took his eye off the ball then.
And I think, Keith, you've got to admire Carcassonne. I think they withstood all that pressure and come away with the ball, because Saint-Esteve are really putting on the pressure, and Carcassonne absorbed all the pressure and came away with the ball.
Well, you can't blame them if they tuck it up their jerseys for a few tackles now.
I really do believe the referee should penalise people who don't get up and play the ball. You must get up and play that ball no matter what intimidation you're being put under.
Yes, and let the referee, but in fairness to the players, the referee... Oh, here goes David Friss again! Even though he was obstructed, he's going for it! Yes, has he given it? It must do. Oh, what a finish for David Friss.
Well,
that's it.
We said the class men will do the job, and this is one class man of the highest level. A lot of people say, would he do well in English Rugby League? He'll do well anywhere in the world. David Friss here. Have a look. There's no try on, but was this boy got some pace? A lovely break, a lovely little chip, and not only is the kick right, he's obstructed, he carries on, keeps his eye on the ball, and this try really does need some scoring. It doesn't go straight for him. He never takes his eye off the ball. It needs concentration all the way, and just watch as the line comes and approaches. David Friss picks the ball up and says, that'll do.
Yes, he even found time to pick it up and plant it over.
Yes, and no wonder those supporters stood there waving the flags. I think this has been a tremendous comeback.
Well, I think even when just after half-time we were talking, Alec, you were saying, well, these games are never over between these two until the hooter sounds. Carcassonne with 9 foulers. Did you really believe that they would come back in this dramatic way?
No, I didn't. I think at 16, I think Saint-Esteve were the better in the first half, and Carcassonne by far in the second.
This could make it 30, but it hardly matters in the closing seconds. It's 28-16. Krizmanovic, the rain pouring down, but Carcassonne hearts happy. Saint-Esteve demoralised. What a comeback it's been.
Yeah, and I think that Saint-Esteve really will wonder what's hit them, because this has been a tremendous turnaround in the second half. Carcassonne, magnificent football from some magnificent players. David Friss,
Van Brussel, a lovely try, still the best probably, although David Friss have both been 50-60 metres runs.
Well, I think all the tries have been out of the top drawer. I think they'll be well looking at later on in the programme when the highlights are shown.
Well, we've had 2 wonderful games. We saw what happened in the first game, 22-22. That was thrilling enough. Oh, and a little interception by Marginet. No, he's not going to get there yet. Carcassonne determined to hold out. They're not even... And the tempers erupt again.
Well, I think what Saint-Esteve are saying now, if we can't win the match, we can win the fight. And I think this is bad here, because Marginet, there was no need. All he has to get up and play the ball. He was disappointed being tackled.
Had a go at Warmier. And it's over. Carcassonne, a splendid victory to win the minor premiership, the victory in the top pool in the newly formed French Championship, the pool of aces, superb stuff, and on that second half performance, the top dogs.
Well, they look as though they want to finish up the champions of France, and that was a great second half comeback. No wonder the jumping up and down, shouting and singing. That was a great achievement in the second half.
The first honour of the season go to Carcassonne. They shared them one each. Disconsolate Marshall, he got the first try at a time when Saint-Esteve were running away with it. They led 16-4 at half-time, but the second half belonged totally to David Fraisse, Van Brussel, and the victorious Carcassonne side who are doing a little lap of honour.
Well, I think they're entitled to do a lap of honour. I think they're going to the supporters who are sat in the stand, and they'll give a little wave, and the torrential rain will not be bothered, it will not be felt, and that's been a great result.
A wonderful game of rugby, yet another marvellous comeback, thoroughly exciting. Final score, Saint-Esteve 16, Carcassonne 28, and now for the major French championship to begin, we'll cover it on Screen Sport. Goodbye from Carcassonne.